this is tough to say, and I know people are going to disagree with me, but this is why we're Unfiltered Gems here, guys. Most underwhelming for me is going to come from one of our headliners, whose set to me was just picked absolutely terribly. I got to go with Miguel. I mean, that set was just not a great set.
I'm trying to start a podcast. I'm attempting to, at least. This is the start. This is the start of the podcast.
I figured this was going to be the start.
No, this is definitely the start right here. Did you just hear what Tremont said?
Huh?
Did you hear what Tremont just said?
What is that?
He goes, look, gets out of camera, goes, where'd the weed go? Like, that is exactly.
Maybe that shouldn't be the start.
Yeah, well, this is quite a way to start a podcast. I think we attempted. Actually, I'm probably going to put some.
We probably attempted to start like 3-4 times.
I'm going to put the blue. I'm just going to put it in there. Quite frankly. Well, hello.
Yo,
we're here. We're here in person.
I'm so glad to be here, man.
We're here with a lot of people too.
A lot of people. Not Tremont waving at the camera.
Dog, let me tell you something. We're here with a lot of people probably because like we're still just kind of in our. This is day 2 of the festival. There should be people performing today, but we're still just partying today.
There should be people that we're interviewing today after their performances from yesterday, technically.
Well, you know, maybe look, we'll talk to Golden Voice. We'll talk to a few people about that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And maybe, I'm just. We'll talk to people about that. I don't know. We'll talk to the people. What I will say is that all of us are together because, like, I think all of us had a chance to experience some of Smokin Grooves. Probably more people are gonna just crash this pod. Mm-hmm. We're just doing our in person, and the only pop culture story on our minds and the only thing on our hearts really is music and what we experienced yesterday. Yeah. So we're gonna just kind of get a gauge of how the festival was for like everybody here, especially us, and then of course everybody in the room, and then we're gonna share maybe our superlatives. I'm gonna call it the Smokin Grooves superlatives, right? Everything from our favorites to best voices to best hip hop performance, and so on and so forth. We got quite a few to run through, and we're gonna get everyone's gauge on that. But I'd be remiss if I did not give an introduction for people that do not know who we are, because even if you're watching on YouTube, which you should be, you all should be subscribing. Do appreciate it. You're gonna see just a lot of beautiful people on all the on the cameras, y'all. And again, this is like not even half the group that we rolled with.
True. Literally.
Can we set up
we're like down like 10, 12 people at best.
Bro, like think about how many people were just in this house.
Yeah. We're at capacity. Definitely a fire hazard.
No, the fire alarm went off actually at one point. So when I was making French toast for the crew of about 21 people that left from this place to start the day off. Yep. But it was fire as hell. And so we got Lory here, we got Brother T here,
Tremont here, we got Ty over here.
And again, like and more people to come.
Introduce ourselves.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And so my name is Malcolm Alexander.
And I'm Ryan Hill. What's going on, y'all?
Welcome to the Unfiltered Gems podcast, a very avant-garde, impromptu episode in celebration of all of us having a chance to go to Smokin Grooves. We went away, Smokin Grooves, the music festival, for those that don't know. Some people might be watching and they're like, I'm sorry, you're talking about what? Music festival that just happened here in Los Angeles. I'm based out of Long Beach. You already know what it is. But all these beautiful people had a chance to come on down from wherever we were, and we descended upon near Chinatown, Los Angeles. Los Angeles Memorial Park?
LA State Park.
LA State Park.
Yeah.
Okay. Great venue for the festival, I will say.
It was cool.
Really enjoyed it. 2 stages. Acts like, let's see, Erykah Badu, Miguel, Nas,
Smino,
Toro Y Moi,
Janae Aiko, Music Soul Child, The Roots, The Internet, Free Nationals.
I mean, look, just incredible acts that we saw the other day. So, Guapale, Talib Kweli, I'm just mentioning a few, like, guys. So we're actually going to talk a lot about music today. Mm-hmm. We talk a lot about music on the podcast. We talk about pop culture. You already know what it is. So this is actually pretty on brand for us. And so this is just our kind of foot on the ground, our personal experience sharing of what we really experienced, because yesterday was really special. And I am just going to say to everybody here in this room that I am so grateful that I got a chance to experience
100%. 100%.
No, it was, I will say for me, and I don't know if I talk about it on the podcast a lot, but music festivals are like truly one of my favorite pastimes. And so I looked at a lot of people some people that couldn't even be on the spot, like be with us right here, but they're even still here in LA. And it's just like my family from Arizona versus here versus all around, and just even people that I couldn't connect with, but I just knew were there and present when I was experiencing a lot of the acts that I was experiencing. I know are it's just so good to have them there. And I'm like, some of us have been doing this for 10 years at this point, or we've known each other longer. And so it's beautiful that music can bring us together. And the experience at Smokin Grooves was a beautiful time for people to come together. So, Hale, I'm going to ask you, and then I want to get around the room, okay? I want to know just like maybe in a, what do you call it? Like the introduction paragraph, maybe just like a thesis, if you will.
Not the thesis.
Just a simple thesis. Simple words, simple shares that we can get around the room and just share about our experience with Smokin Grooves, the music festival here in Los Angeles, and like what the experience
what
was,
the vibe
for you.
was. Yeah. For me, it was absolutely amazing. I mean, all the acts that I saw, all the shows that I was able to witness, and some people that I've never seen before, like Thundercat, the internet, Phony People. I mean, it was just dope, man. It was cool to see some people that I've seen a few times already, but then mixed in with people that I've never seen before. Like it was real special. It was real special, and the way they had it set up was real nice. So for me, it was just, one word would be just amazing, honestly. So that's how I would kick it off. What about you, Tremont?
Dang. So this is my first time doing a music festival.
Really?
Yeah. This is my first ever actual music festival. I worked the Kaboom Music Festival, but that was working. This is my first actual, okay, I'm buying a ticket and going to enjoy a bunch of acts with artists that I actually like really like know and I mess with. And for me, it was really like mind blowing because it was songs that I grew up on, but I was hearing it almost as if for the first time. Like I was in a different headspace, so I was like more open to hearing the message that was attached to the music. Like Music Soul Child, hearing Love was like a really big deal for me. Like, cause I'm like, I've heard this song so many times, but just certain stuff just like stuck out with me. And it was just like, no, he's kind of personifying love as a thing, Erykah Badu, like,
we'll get into our favorites.
Oh yeah, my bad.
We're gonna get into it. No. Appreciate it. It was a good time.
It was a damn.
He said amazing. I'm saying it let's go to Victoria.
Okay, what was the question one more time?
Just overall, like just your experience of the day.
Got it. Okay, overall, I loved the boutique aspect of the festival. Like I loved how it was just like a one day out in a very central part of LA. Like it felt very just like something I think that we've been looking for. Well, maybe just more so what I've been looking for just since the world kind of started opening back up. Because literally like all my favorite acts were there, and it was just a really good way to kind of see them be in that moment. And then also I just like feel like I have an opportunity to just kind of be around people in a very genuine way. Like despite the fact that the show times are very close together, and that made, I think like the logistics a little tricky, it still felt very communal, which I really needed in that moment. But I have to say my favorite part was Little Dragon. Easily. Ooh. That's like one of my favorite girls. I know we can talk about it later. But so
we'll get into detail.
That's my spiel.
Yeah,
that's my spiel.
Lory, what about you?
I have to say, I think one of my favorite parts of going to Smokin Grooves was how simple it was, in the sense that going to a music festival after, 2-3 years. I mean, I've been to a couple of concerts as we were opening up again, but everything was like muscle memory, man. And especially coming back to this kind of life, to an amazing lineup like this. I was kind of afraid people forgot concert etiquette. I didn't have any problems with anybody in the crowd. I think everybody was on the same vibe, just happy to be outside. I think Miguel said that, life's simple, we're outside, we're here, like let's connect through music. And it was really just simple and amazing and genuine in that way for me. I think that was one of my favorite parts, and that's how I would describe the entire day.
Dope. Last but not least, Ty, what you think?
I personally thought the festival was amazing. Got to see a lot of artists I never got to see before. People I grew up having a strong reverence for as a kid, like Music Soul Child, India Ari, Erykah Badu. I got to see Erykah Badu a few times before, but it was just nice being able to see just the different type of artists that they had at this festival. Nas, even. That was like the big highlight for me. So I was really excited to be able to have that experience with my friends, like people I haven't even seen in years. And the fact that we haven't been able to have this type of celebration in years, I think it was just a very fitting moment.
Couldn't agree with you more. I also think it's really interesting that we're 2 pods back to back with the Winners Clan holding us down.
That's true.
Technically, last
That's
week
true.
we had Ty's sister. We had London, Ty's sister on, and this is Tyler, y'all. I'm just saying. So it just
we don't miss out here. On
we don't miss out here. I'm just saying it's strong with the Winners gang out here.
Man.
Okay, well then look, I want to spare no time. Let's get right into the meat of it. Let's get right into the superlatives.
Before we do that though,
yes,
because I know Victoria kind of touched on scheduling, so I did want to talk about like just real quick, just some pros and cons of the festival before we dive into superlatives, because I know that'll be like the bulk of everything that we do. So what is kind of like some pros and cons that we saw from the festival, whether that be scheduling, different things like that? Victoria, I'll start with you since you mentioned scheduling. What did you think were some of the kind of scheduling conflicts that you saw or some problems with the schedule?
For sure. I mean, like it's a day. Oh, there's a day festival, so like everything has to go back to back, which I think makes sense from like a logistics sense. But as someone who wanted to attend, just like because I was in love with everybody on the lineup, like it just made it super difficult. And and then you also have periods where you want to talk to people or just kind of like roam or take pictures, and there didn't like seem like a lot of like free time. Even if you were just like somebody who was a music lover, there was like not one specific act, but you knew you wanted to be there as like seeing all the music as your priority. It didn't lend a lot of free time, just even for food, just roaming, and that kind of experience of music festivals that I like too, of just kind of walking around, kind of taking in your environment. Not always being like at the show. So I would say that was like maybe the only drawback, especially since like I was a fan of like majority, if not all of the artists on there. But from a practical standpoint, it also allows you to be able to see like some really amazing acts under like what's the normal music price, right? Like for $700, under $500, $600. And be able to do that in Central LA is really special too. So I think they did their best for what they had. Yeah.
No, I 100% agree. Like, there's really not a lot of cons. Like, I think
True. Based on what we had.
Yeah. Like, I think really a huge consensus is probably just the scheduling for a lot of us.
Right.
I might press as I still wear this VIP. Lory, so
yeah, I took mine off.
Okay.
I lived in the moment. I'm done now.
A few of us weren't.
Right. Yeah.
Look, I'm not trying to point out broke motherfuckers, but you was not VIP, boy. No, look. I will press, and I will simply with love. I don't know. I was maybe perhaps looking for more of a VIP experience. The fact.
Well, I don't know if. Okay, go ahead. What do you say? Because me and Ty were in VIP literally all day together.
Yeah.
Too. So, and to me, going to a couple music festivals in the past, like being able to kind of stand wherever I want and having the best view possible.
Yeah, for sure.
When going over to general admission and literally being in the back. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just an amazing experience to me, just being over there. And then I know something that may seem trivial, but bathrooms are so key.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to use a porta potty. So the bathrooms over there were like top notch.
No, for sure.
For a festival. So what you looking at? What's wrong?
Okay, so what was the difference in y'all bathroom situation then?
Oh no, we had like very nice. Yeah, like our bathrooms were top tier. Just so you know.
Bathrooms were top tier.
They were air conditioned.
Air conditioned. Like no, it was.
It was
like
really nice. Those bathrooms were really nice.
Y'all didn't have to wait.
No, there
Nah,
was like
barely.
They flushed and everything.
6 bathrooms available.
Yeah.
So there were 7 for general admission on one side for general admission.
Yeah, but they're porta potties.
Yeah, but they were porta potties. So no, we had like the
Porta
bathroom,
potties.
like we had the mobile bathroom units. Like
Imagine 7 stalls inside of one.
It was like a real bathroom, just on
Yeah.
on wheels.
Yeah. Look, okay, but okay. So,
You're
maybe,
right.
so to your point, so I hear yes, we had the bathrooms, and yes, at the Smokin Grooves stage exclusively,
Right.
yes, we did have a great
VIP experience. Yep.
So where was the VIP stage at the Jupiter stage?
That's some.
So,
that
but the
wasn't
beer
really
garden.
VIP,
So,
though.
but so that's a beer garden.
Yeah,
So
but-
it felt like it, but it wasn't a VIP experience. And so what
Absolutely.
separated? So what justified the ticket for me? So it's like, okay, great. So the Smoke Group stage was, but like there was so many acts, and yes, I will say the beer garden did offer me a great vantage point. And for the acts that we will get into, I had a great time at those acts in the beer garden. And it was a great time. So it's like, but I'm just thinking as someone who who definitely paid more. You know, I invest in the festival. I don't might have a platform, but I didn't do press for this festival. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I invested in this because it's like I want a VIP experience at being there. So it's like, what does that mean for me? I don't know, getting drink tickets, getting meal tickets, doing something that might, okay, cool, I get good access at one stage, but then I get better access at the other stage only because I'm older than 21, but it didn't matter how much money I spent.
Yeah.
And
that's
so,
true.
and then the VIP entrance, we got in slower than our GA friends.
Yeah.
I will say, there was a whole VIP separate entrance that we missed. So it was just right around the corner, and it would have been right in there. As far as cons, I do agree. I think a VIP section at the Jupiter stage was 100% a miss. I think they thought, filtering out those under 21 would have, made that a little bit better, but that was an opportunity they could have capitalized on for sure. I do believe that we got our VIP worth. When I was in line for food while Sir and Smina were going on, those lines were super, super long, but I still had an amazing view of the stage and their performance, and that was really great. Cons, definitely the scheduling. They should have 100% scheduled some grace time at the front and the back end of each performance. We were at the Jupiter stage watching Phony People, and they straight up got cut off at the end of their set. Like, the stage kept spinning around, and I was like, what? And I hadn't seen that at any other performance, and every other performance after that ran a few minutes late. And so that was kind of interesting for me. But I think coming back, from being closed, dusting off the shoes, whatever it was a pretty well thought out festival. I think the venue was perfect. I do think they could have had a little more art installations, a little more photo opportunities, but I think just with the schedule and how small it was, you wouldn't have had enough time to enjoy that anyway. Yeah. But again, if they programmed some grace period time, I think that would have made it a lot better.
Yeah. No, 100%.
And I think reasons why we come back to like scheduling being the consensus for
Right.
the big thing is because maybe with some of the larger festivals that aren't the boutique festivals, and boutique meaning, niche.
Yeah.
Right. And honestly, I think we are all in agreement too that like these niche boutique festivals are ideal.
I agree. That intimate feel.
The intimate feel. I think capacity, talking to the fire marshal, is about 25,000 yesterday. And it didn't seem like 25,000 people descended upon one park at one time.
Yeah.
The way they moved us. And maybe even as a callback to us talking about the crowds and how they moved us and everything was really chill, I think we have to take context too of a global pandemic also mixed to what happened in Houston with Astroworld, right? Where crowds, not only are we being more health conscious because of these past 2 years, but then also there's the people, like a lot of people maybe for a music festival died. And so people aren't, right? How many people were so outspoken about, well, I ain't trying to be in all that ever again. I don't want to do none of that. So I think there was a lot of factors that contribute to maybe the crowd energy being, and then maybe the chillness, just a lot of different factors to what made 25,000 people in a park be a really good time.
Yeah, no, I
you know what I'm saying, and a really respectable time and a really good time. But yeah, a few pros and cons, man. I'm glad we can all like share that and with love, and as we look forward to another one, because we've been to a few Smokin Grooves before. You know what I'm saying? It was really some of the people that are probably gonna crash in the pod. Some were saying that they liked it better at the Queen Mary. They were like, "Oh, I might the curation, like the feel, how big that space was as opposed, but for this being the third one, I think number 3, right? Or technically 2. Only the second one, yes. The incarnation of at the name Smokin Grooves. So yeah, this the second one, and it was a good time, right? And so as the world opens up, I look forward to seeing this festival evolve.
Yeah.
So okay, quick break.
Yep.
And then I want to get into these
some of these superlatives.
You know what I'm saying?
Lots of questions asked.
Lots of questions to ask, man. So hot takes, man.
Yeah.
This is where we get to the hot takes. All right, so quick break, and then we gonna stick around. All right. Love is in the air, y'all.
Is it though? You'll be the judge as you watch our new 3-episode dating special premiering in February.
I've been shooting my shot in the DMs lately. Losing battle.
We are getting into the good and probably the bad of dating. It's going down exclusively on the Unfiltered Gems podcast YouTube channel.
So learn your lady's way of communicating.
Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Unfiltered Gems, the podcast. We're here, like we said, live in my brother's home from Long Beach.
You already know.
My name is Ryan Hale.
My name is Malcolm Alexander.
And we're so glad to be joined by a lot of our friends who joined us for the amazing Smokin Grooves.
Not even the whole family, yo.
Yeah, not even the whole family.
We rolled
yet.
21 deep. Like, I need people to understand, we rolled 21 deep to this festival.
We did.
And we took the Metro, shout out to LA Metro, you know what I'm saying? We ain't here to weigh the pros and cons of that, but like, we did take the LA Metro up to the festival, all the way from Long Beach, dog. And like, yeah, but it was cool to like, I mean, I made breakfast in the morning, because, you know, like I said, that's my love language. Dog,
it was dope.
So
it was dope. But if you are watching us on YouTube, be sure to hit that subscribe button up top.
Please do.
Ring that bell for notifications. And then also follow us on any social media platform at Unfiltered Gems Podcast.
Please do.
But as Malcolm mentioned, before we got into the break, we want to dive into some of our favorite moments and some superlatives, if you will, throughout this podcast. But you were just talking about crowds, crowd control, how they handled that throughout.
Yeah.
So I think the best question to start with is the best crowd that we witnessed from the many, many sets that we saw from yesterday.
All right.
What do you think your best crowd was?
So again, this is subjective, right?
Subjective, obviously.
So naturally, I love a crowd that is like all in unison.
Gotta
I like
be.
a crowd that's jumping. I like a crowd that's alive. It depends, right? It's one thing if I'm at a jazz show and everyone's like supposed to sit there and just kind of experience it. Roy Ayers was incredible. Even the crowd at Roy Ayers was great. But if there's a crowd that really showed out yesterday and song after song, the crowd was just like going crazy. Slum Village. Slum Village, and I think next to Slum Village, Talib Kweli.
Wow.
The crowd was just hands up and jumping, and it's like Slum had one of the best sets. Like they literally ran through all of their hits. Like Slum did it yesterday, man, and it was a beautiful thing because like Slum is one of my favorite rap groups, and same with Jamal, and it was just dope to have a chance to experience it with him. Like we knew whatever we was sacrificing. I forget, right, because we had to make sacrifices. We talked about the schedule earlier on,
We did.
but Slum Village had one of the best crowds, and that was when I was really around a lot of my family. There was a lot of us together at the time for Slum Village, and just to see God MCs at work. At their age and still being able to command a crowd like that.
That's
I'm
fair.
low-key, high-key giving best crowd to Slum Village.
I'm going to stay on that same vein and go with another MC. Younger, though, was one of my favorite MCs in the game. I've seen this guy, yesterday would have been my third or fourth time.
Yeah.
But it has to be Smino with the best crowd.
I didn't even see any of Smino.
Show. I mean, it was lit. It was crazy. I mean, he had
missed
from waving the hands to jumping up during clink. Like it was just crazy. The whole performance. So and then next for me, maybe Music Soul Child, just because it was so old school.
Yeah.
And I love it when a crowd is all singing the same song. We just vibing together. And that was the set that I think everybody was jamming.
Sure.
From Friends to Love to all of those joints that he sang. So yeah, it was amazing. So those two probably will get the best crowds from me.
All right. I want to get
going to Lory.
From Lory, best crowd.
All right. It's very surprising to me, but don't judge me. Janae Aiko. Only because, to go back to your point, where you love... Okay. No. Okay. All right. To your point where you love when everyone's in unison, every single bitch up in there was with me singing all her songs. Okay? All right. And she was... beautiful. She stopped multiple times to make sure people in the crowd were okay, and it was it was honestly, I was surprised. Her vocals were on point.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Janae later. I got a lot to say about Janae. But Victoria, what do you think? Best crowd?
Best crowd. I want to say maybe it was like between Little Dragon or Sir. It's just like I feel like Little Dragon is like so niche. So like when everybody was in there, like we were in there, like we were dancing, like when especially like when Wildfire came on, like you know,
that
like
we was jumping, and I was not expecting them to go back and do Wildfire. When I say I lost my mind, like the band and how they even backed it up and how they were interpolating their songs and rearranging their songs
so
for
good.
like I love when an artist has bomb live arrangements.
Yes,
that might have to be one for the superlatives. We missed it, but best live arrangements, because some people can just stick to the track, and some people can like have a band and really like breathe life into commanding a crowd with their set. Little Drac.
It was just so good, like the energy there, and I think because like they're still they still feel indie, so it feels like
for sure.
You're going there, you're like running to like this very like subvert like band that maybe your friends don't know, but by God, you're gonna like hear that song. You know what I mean? And you have like the crowd kind of in that energy with you.
Yeah.
You know, like it's
what I love is too, on our way to Little Dragon, and then we'll keep going around. But it was the funniest thing because like we were having music festivals are about connection too, right? For me, they are, and so we're having like a heart to heart with like a portion of our group at the time, and I forgot who was on the other stage, but it was Little Dragon that you and I we were like, we have to go see Little Dragon, and we're on our way over there, and Jamal was along with us too, and we're just chilling. And I knew they were going on, and I was like, hey, like, this is a beautiful moment that we're having connecting, but like, hey, Little Dragon's about to go. Little Dragon's about to start. And then they open up with Hold On. And I hear their opening song come on, and I said, this is like a really beautiful moment. I said, I want you guys to keep connecting. But do you hear the song that's like coming on right now?
Was it like Hold On, Kid?
Yeah. And then it's Hold On, way to go. And I said, we have to go.
So what we're learning in this moment is that Malcolm and Victoria don't care much about Community as much as they care about Little Dragon.
Yes. Yeah. I'm sorry. When it comes to really good music, we are like, actually, we need the music over connection.
The important things in my life when it's put in 2 and 2. You know what I mean?
You got to choose wisely.
Okay.
Tremont, what do you think, bro? Best crowd?
I think the Miguel crowd, because it seemed like Miguel brought a certain kind of energy that everybody was really like about. Because even though Miguel was one of the kind of last acts, people kind of flowed with him for a lot. Like I guess for me, I knew a lot more of his stuff, and it was just like the energy that he brought, and it was just like, yo, you like not just like a pop star or R&B star, a hip hop star, rock star. Like it's like, yo, you like all over the place, and it's like the perfect mesh. Like props.
All right, well. That's props. we got critiques, so we're okay.
I would have to say for me the best act of the day, like even with like
best crowd
of the day.
Crowd.
You know what? It's interesting because for me it's still the same artist, India Ari.
Oh,
the way the crowd responded to her, the way she got onto the stage, the way she was able to interact with the audience, I think it was just very special. She made it very clear it was her first time being back in like 855 days, if I'm not mistaken. So it seemed like she was kind of nervous, but at the same time excited to share her art with us. And just the way she was just so intimate in doing so. The way she did I Am Not My Hair. The way she performed Brown Skin amongst many of her other hits.
Amazing.
It was honestly, there was no other place I'd rather be. I was like fortunate enough to be really close up front to see her. So it just seemed like, and she looks people in the eyes, like she connects with everyone. Like she's not afraid to do that. It was just a very uplifting experience and even healing.
Yeah.
Like I think many people who watched her perform would say the same.
Yeah.
And then even when she was ready to leave the stage, people saying "I love you." Some people even threw roses on the stage. Like that's how much
the queen
we love
deserves
you.
it.
You're that much.
The queen deserved it.
You know, so It was very exciting. If I'm not mistaken, I could have misheard, but I could have swore she said she was announcing a tour
Yeah.
or something of that
For
sort
sure.
for next year. So if that is what I heard when she said that, I'm good.
Pulling
like,
up.
I'm definitely going to be there.
Pulling up.
Like, pulling up, front row.
Yeah.
What do you need? I'm present.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was definitely the best crowd. For
Fire.
sure.
All right. Okay, so then
I got a lot of a lot of questions.
Okay, so are we diving then?
I want to do most
into-
surprising first, to be honest.
Most surprising. Okay,
Then I want to hit most underwhelming because I got a lot to say there.
Okay, yeah. Because like I want to get to our critiques. I'm
So
over here
let's
looking
just
at the
do
rundown.
let's
I'm like,
real quick.
Okay,
Let's just do
okay.
most surprising. I'm gonna lead off because this person surprised the heck out of me.
Okay.
Janae Aiko. Lory kind of touched on that. I loved her performance. To be honest with you guys, I know people had. Yeah, I know. Tremont, you got something to say. It's not your time. Janae killed it for me. The last time I saw her was about 8 years ago when we saw her at So Aquarius. 2014 was it? 2014, 2015, something like that. 2016. Okay, 6, 7, 8 years ago. Who's counting? But she wasn't great. Wasn't great when I heard her last, but this time was amazing. It was her first time performing in the last 2-3 years, she said, and I mean she ended with a medley that was just top tier. Vocals were there. I mean, beautiful as all get out. So that was my most surprising performance. I was not expecting that. I actually was going to go see Roy Ayers, but when she started, I said, I'm glued. I'm glued to her. I was in a trance, if I'm being honest with you guys. But go ahead, Tremont. What was your most surprising?
My most surprising.
You can also
No, we ain't got time for that.
You
No,
can also have an opinion on his most.
Okay, just real quick.
Yeah, go
Janae Aiko was underwhelming for me.
Wow.
Just because, I mean, I guess I didn't know what to expect, but when she performed, I was like, okay, is it gonna pick up? Is there any more
She don't have a lot of
little
real
light,
hype
it's just
songs though. So.
okay, she's a good singer. Let's not get it twisted. She's a good singer, but
Amazing.
it's just more. Just it's pretty, it's nice, but I just need more.
It is. She
Need
stayed
more.
in her lane so well yesterday. So I
Yeah.
can't be mad at that because that's who she is as a performer. So I'm not mad at that.
Yeah,
But I
music-
get you. If you're looking for something else out of a performer, then
Yeah,
Janae
and
is not
I
the
would just
person.
say Music Soul Child because he was on point.
Okay.
He was just flowing and just with it, and you wouldn't know he's been out for over 20. Yeah, you wouldn't know he was 20 years into the game. He just sounds and looks. Let me not throw off the looks. Sounds and looks brand new. He was one of the artists where I'm like, yo, he looks like the music video of 20 years ago from 2000. That was Music Soul Child for me.
that's hilarious. Okay, real quick, 30 seconds. Vic, who you got most surprising?
Oh shit. The most surprising, damn. I really wasn't surprised too much, if that's weird. Maybe, you know what? The most surprising thing was the rain. She was not welcomed. I was the most why are you here? Yes.
That
Oh,
was
yeah,
a great
actually
touch.
was. That was.
I will say.
It was surprising.
That was
It
a great
wasn't
touch.
catastrophic, but it was very surprising. But it made the internet. Well, I'll leave that for the next superlative.
All right, Ty, who you got for most surprising?
I gotta think about this. For most surprising artist, I would have to say it would probably be probably Erykah, and only because of the way her set went. That's what surprised
So
me.
it's surprising and underwhelming also in the same category, or is that
You know what? I was into it until it ended.
Uh.
That's what threw it all off for me.
ended quickly and abruptly?
Yes, because it was clearly not done. It was so clearly not done. And when she said, I'm not even going to waste y'all's time, I'm thinking, you're not? Continue. Let's hop into the next song. That's what I thought because of the way the groove was going and the music was going. So when she just, perusied herself off the stage, I was a little confused. I was like, where are you going? I'm like, is there not water on the stage? I was very confused. And then when the backup singers looked at each other and walked off, I was like,
Yeah.
I'm like, am I missing something?
Yeah.
And the festival was over. Her performance was over. I was like, I'm not trying to be mean.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be upset. because we're all human. We all have things.
But
for someone who was slated as the headliner,
you want him a
and
little bit
people
more.
were waiting for you all night.
Yeah.
And you are, I don't even think it was 3 songs that she did.
Dog, okay, so I was looking back, and Hale and I were talking about this morning, and I said, hey, like, you know I had a few drinks, maybe, okay? Smokin Grooves, partying. And I said, hey, something about the Erykah set seemed really short. Like, I said, like, am I tripping? And I listed, like, I said, hello, love of my life, on and on. And I remember, like, one other song, and I said, she did, like, what were the other songs she did?
And I told him that was it.
And,
you got them all.
No, she didn't even do Tyrone.
Nope, you remember
She
correctly.
didn't. Yeah, and I said, so wait, no, I don't think she did. Again, my most surprising was Guapole. I could only imagine that she had incredible voices, but just nigga, that black queen on stage and how she commanded it. And then she brought out Talib during Closer, like, and he just freestyled, and it was like wild. Because I can also say, like, one of my most surprising moments too, and I'll get it because we're still kind of talking about underwhelming and stuff, but one of my most surprising moments was that actually Roy Ayers brought out Pete Rock. Dog, that shit was incredible. And like a God MC and producer, Pete Rock.
Yeah.
Like hip hop legend. And the fact that like a juggernaut like Roy Ayers, man, someone so important to black music and just world music and jazz and just vibes. Like I don't think that there'd be a Smokin Grooves. You wouldn't even have a Smokin Grooves lineup of acts that are inspired to be on a Smokin Grooves lineup if it wasn't for Roy Ayers. You know what I'm saying? So for someone above 80 years old to still be performing at his caliber, I was most surprised by Guapole's set, but I was really surprised by the Pete Rock coming out because I just thought that was incredibly beautiful. But
we're gonna get into underwhelming next. But Lory, real quick, who's yours? Because I think you're the last person. Yep.
Most surprising was this artist who played one of 2 songs that I know by her, Macy Gray. Even though I only knew her very last song, every single song that she did sing, like the crowd was like super into it. Everyone was dancing to it. Her stage presence was amazing. Her voice was amazing. I was like, all right, go ahead.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Go ahead, Auntie Macy.
Yeah, yeah. Real auntie vibes. I was very, very into it. But yeah, definitely most surprising for me.
Okay. Well, it seems like everybody's got a lot to say about our next superlative being most underwhelming.
Most underwhelming, yeah. Let's get into
People
it.
have already dove into that.
Let's get into it.
I guess I'll lead the way. This is tough to say, and I know people are going to disagree with me, but this is why Round Filter Gems here, guys. Most underwhelming for me is going to come from one of our headliners, whose set to me was just picked absolutely terribly. I got to go with Miguel. I mean, that set was just not a great set. He came out with Sure Thing, which had me in my feelings. I remember that song from high school days, and I was like, man. I was like, Miguel, come with it.
We're good.
And then Miguel went just like this. Okay.
Oh.
He didn't come back up, if I'm being honest. Ended with a song, All I Got. You think
no, it's not called All I Got. It's called Candles in the Sun.
You know, that's how bad it was. I don't even know the proper name of the song. I mean, it wasn't great. The set wasn't great. He did a few songs that obviously everybody know and some favorites.
I think,
but it was just
sequencing. It's sequencing.
Sequencing was big.
It's sequencing from Miguel, where his band was killing it. His performance, his vocals
oh my gosh, his
killing
lights were amazing.
What I'm gonna say, but maybe this goes back to me in crowds, because the crowd for me in the VIP was not giving, and maybe. He also wasn't giving, but I think because overall, even when I was looking at the GA, I was like, it just doesn't seem. But I think it was his sequencing. It was not. It just wasn't the set. My man's, you got hits, dog.
Got him.
You got hits.
You got
like
him.
We are all collectively Miguel fans.
You
I don't think any one of us in this room is gonna say
Yeah.
that we do not like Miguel. We are all huge fans. I've seen this man on tour. Like, but the last time I saw him, and I hate to compare him, even though the last time I saw him was Coachella on the Beachella year, like it was electrifying. That show, that was just, and yeah, he did Banana Clip, like you know what I'm saying, like so. I left, and all of us left. We were talking because we kind of did a brunch before this, so we are turned up right now. We're here, and we were talking about all the songs that he didn't do, and we were like, well, what about Pineapple Skies? What about Banana Clip? What about
Quickie.
Ooh. Yeah, yo, I'm even thinking about
Told You So. He didn't do.
Told You So. I was thinking about Told You So. Like I'm thinking about his and the fact that he re-released the Art Dealer Chic projects online, and that's really old music. So like there's stuff on there that I'm like, oh man, I think there's a lot of diehards here. If everyone likes the lineup on this festival, they know you. They consume any and all of you, dog.
Yeah.
Like Miguel, you are one of the best performing art, like R&B artists, pop artists that we have, right?
Yeah.
So the selections just in this, how you sequence them didn't hit.
Right.
I just feel like too, it's such a niche festival like this. Like everybody knows the lineup. You go because you know this artist, and to have such a limited amount of time, you gotta go for your hits, dude.
You
like
got
you have
to.
go do your avant-garde shit, whatever, on your own tour. Like, like people are down to see that on that time because you have all the time in the fucking world. But Smokin Grooves, when you have a 50, if that minute set, no, I think it was like supposed to be like
30,
40.
40. 30, 40.
Yeah. Like. And you're gonna end on such a sad song. I don't know, man. Like,
I'll
but
get me started on that last song.
Look, I mean, I get it. Very sweet. I mean, I understand how important it is, but like, all I want is you. At least, come on,
my
man.
gosh, he missed so many opportunities.
Man, no.
He didn't do that. Tremont mentioned a song earlier, the one with Mariah Carey, "Beautiful." I like that song a lot.
I love that song.
If
I
he
can't
did
even lie to you.
Beautiful, I would have been like, I mean, I was happy, but if he would have did Beautiful, it would have set it off. Even without Mariah Carey just kind of flowing on the stage.
I can't lie because I remember Simple Things and Beautiful came out around a similar time,
Yep.
at least when they were released, and I was like, I knew what they wanted to do with that track, and I don't think the track hit the market the way they wanted it to.
True, but it was still good.
But that was a great
It was a
record.
great record.
And there was a point at which last night, the way he was flowing his set, I was like, he might even get into Beautiful.
Right.
Fuck it, let's go.
So I feel like Miguel is
and I
underwhelming for us.
And the more we talk about it, I actually, I'm not gonna lie, I had another artist actually, but the more we talk about it, because understand, I was most looking for. Everyone hit me and were like, hey, let's lean in for Miguel. I said, no, if you're not VIP, you're not
Right.
seeing Miguel with me.
Because I was there.
I'm there, and I'm getting as close as I can. Like,
we were.
I,
Me, Lory, and
I
Ty was right
love-
there.
No, like,
Yeah.
like I fucks with Miguel, dog.
Yeah.
I fucks with Miguel, but it was.
Wasn't given what it was supposed to give.
It,
Anybody got another most underwhelming outside of Miguel? Because I feel like that's a
I feel like that's
consensus
the
for us.
consensus.
Don't hate me, y'all.
We gonna hate you. Just
The internet.
Oh yeah.
all right, and that's the end of our podcast. So glad that you guys could join us here.
Okay.
No.
I love. Look,
Yes.
I love the internet, like top to bottom. I'll run all their records, man. And like Sid's great. Steve Lacy is obviously a beautiful, fine young man. But I can say that now.
Can we also just really point out
I
he's not on this, but James White, a friend of yours, looks just like Steve Lacy. No. No. Sorry.
Yep.
But yes, continue.
No, I think the rain kind of made it a little better, to be completely honest, just because that's kind of the vibe of their music. I mean, Sid's vocals always amazing, but yeah, it just didn't do it for me.
Go ahead, Vic. 'Cause I got something to say. I got something.
But maybe that's where I disagree. You said Sid's vocals. I mean,
Was it
like,
the sound or did she just choose?
you said her vocals.
But hold on. To kind of go back to the cons really quick, their audio techs were trash all day.
Okay.
Uh-huh. So, audio techs and EQ were
So
fucking terrible.
that's why I disagree with you guys on the internet because, well, for me, maybe I'm biased. That was my first time ever seeing the internet.
Gotcha.
I was so hyped to see
Yeah,
them all day.
we've seen him like a lot of
Yeah,
times.
okay.
Yeah.
So I was so hyped to see them all day. So it was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Like, I'm mad their set was so short. But to me, like, I blamed it more on the audio engineers when it came to Sid's vocals than I did on them just not then underwhelming us. But go ahead, Vic. I know you was about to say something.
No, yeah, I love the internet. I love Sid, especially like her vocals, and we're also like both Tauruses, you know. So like, okay.
So like, I see you, girl.
I see you, but yeah, I don't know. I just kind of felt like I think this is my first time seeing them, right? So I think like in my opinion, I know they do like recordings of like live concert acts, especially when there's a lot of choreo involved. It seemed like that was the case here, but I guess I was kind of confused seeing it because I was like, wait, like Sid's voice is already very like soft. She's not like really running across stage a lot, and then like, but she barely touched the mic. But then now like hearing about like y'all know audio, like
Mhm.
if the audio just wasn't good,
Yeah.
like maybe she was like literally doing it because like she.
And I think it was also acoustics, like you mentioned
Yeah.
that, and so I think our vantage point, like, because we saw her from the beer garden, right?
Yeah.
And it was just like where we were. I just feel like the speakers were not.
Yeah.
Real quick, let's talk about that beer garden on the main stage for a second. I don't know how anybody watched the show from that beer garden. That might have been the worst vantage point ever. I don't know how you guys watched it.
Yeah,
from
it
there.
was that hill.
It was terrible.
It was quite a hill. Yeah, no, but like if you,
I
get
was
up,
in the right spot, VIP brother. I was there. All day I was in the right spot.
You just had to get in the right spot, but on underwhelming. I just had
Yeah.
to throw this in real quick. Angie Stone.
You gonna play? You gonna play Auntie Angie?
Yeah, I honestly,
She
I
was
just
a
didn't.
little, yeah.
That was the performance.
Vocals were not there.
That was just. I didn't want to talk about it, maybe because it's just like.
Right.
Yeah,
I didn't want to talk about it.
We don't talk about an auntie when she had a bad day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we just
Yeah.
ignore when
We
auntie.
just
had
chalk
a-
it up to a bad day.
We just chalk it up to a bad day, and we just like because like we ain't gonna publicly like denounce a black woman like that. We just ain't gonna do that. But yeah, but I also kind of agree with you. But I just like I don't want like, but I kind of agree.
It was something.
It was something.
Well, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to wrap up with some of our favorite superlatives, such as best performance, best vocals, all of that good stuff. So we'll be back real quick. Do you like incredible musical performances and engaging conversations? Well, we've got both of those things for you right here at Mental Notes Live, the talk show focused on giving you tools to grow your faith, mindset, and progress. Hosted by yours truly, Ryan Hale. Be sure to follow us everywhere on any social media platform at Mental Notes Live, and go catch up on all of our previous episodes by visiting mentalnoteslive.com.
All right, Unfiltered Gems, closing out the show, talking best moments, worst moments, and all that of Smokin Grooves. But right now we have to get into our superlatives as far as where are we going? I'm sorry, I do not like. I am trying to keep this shit on the rails.
we got a lot going on.
Yeah, like best
Let's
vocals,
just get-
vocals,
yeah, best vocals. Let's get
Okay,
on best vocals.
we're going vocals. To my most surprising, Guapole, best vocals, best vocals,
Okay.
best.
Yeah, let's keep this one real quick.
Best
I'm gonna
vocals.
go. This one surprises people. I'm gonna go Sir. Sir brought his vocals yesterday. It was excellent. Sir's performance was top tier.
I'm gonna go with Music Soul Child, especially when he did it like he did the scales and all that.
Yeah.
Like not on a fish, but with his voice. I was like, yo, this man is on point. You wouldn't know he's been in the game for over 20 years. Like I said, again, looked, felt just like when I was young and first peeped him.
I will agree with Music Soul Child, but also surprisingly, Miguel, even though he underwhelming, but his vocals, whew, yes.
No, I'm sorry. No, we just got more people, and I think everyone is in the consensus that Miguel had the best vocals. Yeah.
I don't know if I can agree. I don't know if I concur with Miguel, but we'll go with it.
I'm weak. So like vocal wise, like I'll have to like concur with Lory, like as far as Miguel, just like the clarity. I was like, you sound just like the record. Like,
Yeah.
is this a track? But like aside from
The mic
Miguel,
is on. With Miguel.
honorable mention person who I think was just flat out amazing, Black Thought of the Roots.
For best vocals.
Insane. No, I know that sounds crazy, but just like the
I
way
got
he
you.
was doing like his traditional, like he does like this scary laugh.
Yeah.
So like he was doing like a lot of like his performative voices and just like his vocal ability, his ability to be able to rap as fast as he does with his breathing capability and not sounding winded.
Yeah.
And doing that straight up for the whole
Hear it.
set.
Yeah. Heard.
Impressive. Love the Roots.
Love it, Vic.
I'm gonna have to go with Miguel and Little Dragon.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, just both of them sounded just like the record. So
I'm gonna give it to Miguel and Guapole.
We're really hyping Miguel like that, huh?
Because his vocals, it doesn't matter about the set. I know. No. Because Miguel got.
Where
no,
was
no, no,
I?
no.
I was trying to figure out the track list.
No.
That's where I was.
Because
the set.
hold up. Because that's the thing. Miguel got the consensus was that Miguel got most underwhelming performance, but it was vocals were
Okay,
incredible.
fair. All right.
So
hey, I'm outnumbered, so I'll give it to them.
yeah.
Real quick, Real quick, what's a set that we wish would have went longer? For me, it had to be Phony People.
Okay.
They cut them off on one of their
But they
hit
were also
songs.
super short, super late.
Well, that's not their fault, I don't think.
Really?
Well, they started late.
I feel like I waited.
Yeah.
That's two songs.
Yeah. Thundercat was late. And they let Nas go for 50 minutes. Nas.
Oh my god. Oh. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, this is me not wanting to cut black women off. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know. No.
Who you got?
Sometimes, I would think said that. Which Little Dragon could have kept going all fucking night, dude. Little Dragon was so electrifying, and I want more, and I can't wait because we get to go see him later this year.
Anybody got anybody else outside of Little Dragon, Phony People? India.
Set you wish you would have went longer.
Yeah.
And then she's like, they're telling me to get off, and we're like, what? And then she said, you need to make me a headliner.
Yeah. Okay.
Honorable mention, Hiatus Kaiyote.
Hiatus Kaiyote could have gone longer. Hiatus was electrifying.
Could have gone
Yeah.
so much longer.
Yeah.
I could have heard everything.
Thank you for bringing Hiatus because I'm trying to figure out who's going to fill into our last two superlatives, but I'm just like, because Hiatus like can't go unmentioned. Like I sacrificed whatever I could for Napalm, and she delivered. Like each song was perfect. Setlist was magical. Vocals, band, out of this fucking world.
Right.
So
I think we actually only got time for one more, so let's just round out with best performance.
All right, best performance. Oh, this is so
Which is tough.
hard. All right, Lory,
Look at Brittany. She said, "Oh."
Best performance was The Roots for me.
Wow. Okay.
I am a huge brass fan, band fan, The Roots fan. It was just amazing all around. Shout out to Kirk Douglas, Captain Kirk. Is that his name? Kirk, right?
Yeah.
Captain Kirk Douglas. Yeah. He was phenomenal.
Oh, he killed it.
Oh my gosh, how
Killed
he brought in Sweet Child of Mine. Ooh.
Yeah. It was amazing.
The Roots, hands down.
That was really
hands
good.
down.
Brittany? Okay, The Roots. Okay.
Look, you still got to come in.
That's fine. Yeah, you get it. Just come on.
Or come next to Ty.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right there you go. Go ahead.
Scoop.
The Roots. 100%. Honestly, I haven't listened to their music that much, and I was captivated. And I was just like hearing every word. The little breaks when they were doing like New Orleans jazz funk, I was like,
yeah.
I don't know where I am, but this is great.
This is it.
So,
yeah.
The
No, they're
Roots.
incredible.
I've got to echo that. The Roots were absolutely amazing.
Okay, The Roots.
I mean,
Yeah.
they dove into the blues set too.
Yeah.
I mean, how you do blues at a music festival? I mean,
Man,
it's just,
but
it
like,
was excellent.
but it's
Excellent.
because like it's the
It's the
Roots.
Roots. It's the Roots.
I
Exactly.
saw them so many times, so I went and saw their acts, but I couldn't even imagine
Who you got
disagreeing
then?
because I would give best performance highly likely.
I know they've been talking about them all day. Hiatus Kaiyote. Hiatus Kaiyote.
Since you mentioned it, who the hell is Hiatus? No, it's definitely in between Little Dragon and Hiatus. Yeah.
Okay, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
That's my man. I'm gonna stick beside him.
They just shut up. As far as like no, because I'm weighing it with like acts that I was most excited to see that I really hadn't seen before. I hadn't seen Little Dragon. Hadn't seen Hiatus. So for a lot of acts that other people might have seen, I sacrificed because I was like, I've seen them before, right? So there's two acts in particular that I really want to see that I have never had the chance to see, and it was Little Dragon and Hiatus. And it's like it's a beautiful thing when the acts that you're most excited to see deliver beyond your wildest belief, right? Because how disappointing is it when it's like, man, I've been so excited to see him, and you see him, you're like,
Yeah.
Oh, Janae.
see, so like so that's my thing. So like yes, like it's a tie between Little Dragon and Hiatus.
Come on, Janae.
I will say Slum Village. So here's my thing, and I only mess with
You good? Come on in here.
one Slum Village song, right?
just because selfish is my shit. So, oh, hey, y'all. So, for me, I would say just watching the crowd, watching the whole environment, Slum Village had, like we keep saying, captivated. Like, everybody was focused. The bartenders, everybody was just focused on that stage. So, they had it lit. Yeah. I don't know most of their stuff. I'm not even going to lie. So to me, I was just waiting for my one song, jumped up, had a good time, and we left. But I'm going to give it to the Roots. Just from what I was seeing, experiencing.
The hot music.
That's it. That's it.
Got to.
That's it.
Got to.
All right.
This is amazing, bro.
All right.
This is amazing.
Did that win everybody?
Yeah.
Did that win everybody?
I think we got everybody.
I just real quick want to make a special mention to Free Nationals who literally brought airplanes in on their performance. That did not go mentioned, but they did have airplanes in their whole performance.
Are you serious?
So, yeah. All you had to do was just look up and you see like a whole like airplane.
Was that a part of their performance though, or just?
I saw them, but I didn't know.
It was just too perfect.
So I was like, is it a part of it? Is it not? But I mean,
it just worked
if it was
too
a
perfect.
coincidence, great.
Shout out to India Sean.
Shout out
India
to
Sean.
friend of the show.
Friend of the show. My friend.
Yeah.
She killed it on the Free National set yesterday.
All right. Look, we gotta close. Yeah, we gotta go. Gotta get this man to the airport. Literally, right now.
Literally.
Yes. Actually, yeah. No. Oh, really? There's no phones at this. I love that.
Oh yeah,
I love that.
That's gonna be something to talk about.
Wow. Okay.
We need to see if they can get us a UG.
Yeah, we gotta get a press pass for Silk Sonic. So holla at us.
Bruno, Pat, you know where we at.
You know where we at.
Yeah.
Unfiltered Gems.
Yeah.
Look, you already know it's a party pod today, and I'm so glad to be recapping the Smokin Grooves Festival. We got the family in here. We got Callie, we got Amber, we got Tremont, we got Lory, we got Vic, we got Ty, we got BKP, and for UG, my name is Malcolm Alexander.
And I'm Ryan Hale. Be sure to follow us at every social media platform at Unfiltered Gems Podcast. If you're watching us on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications. And as always, we'll see you guys next week.
You already know what it is. Peace.